It is time to start the program. We'd like to begin. Today we have once again IAEA Director General, Mr. Rafael Mariano Grossi, with us. Mr. Grossi was here on the 4th of July to the JNPC. So he discussed Alps treated water and the comprehensive report. The Director General is very busy during his visit in Japan, and he has done us the honor of visiting the JNPC twice. So we are indeed very grateful to you, Director General Grossi. Today, the results of your visit or the recent IAEA activities in general, we hope will be discussed by yourself. The conference will have simultaneous interpreting between Japanese and English. We'd like to have Mr. Grossi speak for about 25 minutes, and then we will be entertaining questions from the floor as well as online. Please raise your questions either in English or Japanese. I will be moderating. My name is Hiroki SUGITA, Kyodo News member of the Planning Committee of JNPC. Interpretation will be provided by Kaoru IKEDA and Yuri YOSHIKUNI. So without further ado, over to you, sir, Mr. Grossi.
Thank you very much. Thank you for those words of introduction. It is a pleasure to be here with you again. I was here earlier in the week, just after I had handed over the comprehensive report by the IAEA on the plan of to discharge the treated water from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. Since I have been continuing my efforts in this regard, including in particular by visiting Fukushima, where a number of important things happened. First, I would say, was for me the opportunity to meet with 11 mayors of the region, the prefecture there near plant, the Chamber of Commerce, the Fishermen's Association, and other local actors and people from the area. I felt that my direct contact with them was indispensable, was something I was keen on doing in order to do what I'm doing with you here, but of course with the added, I would say, ingredient of this being in contact with the people who are at the first lines of the impact of whatever we do there. What happened in March 2011 there, and the subsequent actions that have been taken by TEPCO, by the Japanese government, and from my perspective, the international community and the IAEA. And as you can imagine, there were lots of questions. I think the local press also covered that, so I will not repeat them again. But if you have any additional angle or point that you would like me to amplify or to clarify, I would be very glad to do that. Then I had the opportunity to visit the plant again, look at some of the latest infrastructure developments there since my last visit last year, and what has been done, some of the construction work that was done, some of the work, and in particular you may have seen, I requested to go out on a boat to the discharge, to the planned discharge point, to see how this is going to work. in reality, which was for me very important. And I also had the opportunity, very happy about that, because it is part of my commitment to stay and to continue the review, permanent review of what is happening at Fukushima. The opening of a permanent office from the IAEA at the plant, so that our teams can have their own infrastructure facilities there to conduct the work that they are supposed to be conducting there. As you know, as I was saying here and elsewhere, this is going to be a long-term effort, long-term commitment, which will continue and be completed long before I am no longer around, 30 years, 40 years, maybe. So this requires a number of preparatory measures, which we are taking now. So our successors can have a good, solid basis to do their job correctly. Now I am starting to wrap up my visit to Japan, but not in the least my efforts with regards to this important activity. As you may know, I am heading this evening to Seoul, the Republic of Korea, where there are also important questions being raised about what we have been doing. I will be meeting with high officials of the government and also with your colleagues, I suppose, both there. And once I complete this important part of my mission, I will continue, but this time moving on to the Pacific Islands, where, again, from a very specific perspective of these small island nations, there is a concern about this whole plan, what it means, what will be the impact for them and their local economies, and their population, and their ways of means of living, which is fisheries and the ocean, which is their life. So I was and I'm convinced that, as I'm doing here and in other places, that my responsibility as head of the IAEA is to show up, to have a direct conversation with all those involved, and to try to answer in the best, most honest possible way the questions that may arise. So it's a very intensive schedule, but I think it is commensurate to the responsibility I have and to the importance of the work ahead. So thank you for this opportunity to be here again, to talk to the press accredited here, and I am happy to take your questions at this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director General Grossi. So we'll move on to Q&A. As mentioned earlier, please raise your questions either in English or Japanese. If you are in this hall, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Please proceed to the nearest microphone and state your name and affiliation before you state your question. And we'll be entertaining questions online. There are many who are listening online. If you want to directly ask on the Zoom screen, there's a raise hand button. So click on that and I will call on you. Please unmute and raise your questions. And for the text at the bottom of the screen, there's a Q&A section. Please write your question along with your name and affiliation, and I will read the question on your behalf. So we'll be entertaining questions from the hall first. The last person in that front row, please. Yomiri Shunbu Hattori is my name. Director General, you went to Fukushima and you had exchanges of views with a wide range of people. The Japanese government and TEPCO will try to win the understanding of the locals and to release the water. to obtain the understanding of the locals. If you have any advice, please give it to us. How do we obtain the understanding from the locals?
Thank you very much. I think the way to obtain the understanding of the local population is to explain, to be honest, to address every question, to be available. This is what I'm trying to do. I believe that the work we have carried out so far is solid work, serious work. But of course, from their own perspective, they are on the receiving line, and they may see things differently. So my effort is to try to make this scientific and highly technical work to put this into terms that everybody can relate to, that everybody can understand in terms of the consequences, in terms of the real impact, so they can at least understand. I think the word you chose is correct. It's important to get the understanding. We are not there necessarily to get the applause, the approval, or praise. We know this is a very difficult thing for everybody, but we need to be understood. And this is my view.
Thank you very much. The person next to the previous question. Asahi Shimbun Fukuchi is my name. Earlier on, you mentioned something, and my question pertains to that. The release of the water finished maybe 30 years or 40 years. You may not be there, you said. When you discussed this at Fukushima, IAEA said that you said that IAEA would be there until the last drop. So in your view, how far ahead is the end of the release, or do we not know yet?
Well, yes, I said I personally won't be around. That's nature, biology. But the institution will. The IAEA will be there. And the agreements that we have with TEPCO and with the government of Japan are permanent, in the sense that, as I said the other day, until the last drop, and perhaps even beyond, who knows, in terms of evaluating, assessing, the IAEA will be there. In terms of the process itself, as you know, this is not a decision from the IAEA. Now, I guess the government, once they have my assessment, will make up its mind and may decide to take the necessary decisions and start or whatever they may wish to do. So in that regard, the ball is no longer on my side. So they need to now move with the next steps, and the IAEA will be ready to do its part.
Thank you very much. One more question. Earlier, a report was released, and in the published report, around page 90, involvement of interested parties is referred to. The involvement of interested party, there's a part regarding this, and throughout the entire release, the region and both interested parties inside and outside of the country will be addressed. Their views will be addressed, and it's necessary to respond to their views. That is what it says. When the release starts, if there's a reputation damage, will you stop the release? Or are you talking about specifics like this? Or are you going to listen to explain? What do you specifically mean by addressing these responses?
Thank you very much. Some things need to be clear. I don't have the authority, or the IAEA does not have the authority to stop or to start anything. This is a sovereign decision
by Japan and by the operator when they start, when they stop. What we do is we provide a technical partial review. If at any point in the process we detect a problem or something which is outside the parameters. What are my basic parameters? Is the conformity with the internationally agreed safety standards. So it's very clear. It's not my opinion or my perception, which is highly subjective, or the perception and the opinions of others, which is also subjective. What we are going to be looking at is that whatever is being discharged is within certain parameters and that there is no harm to the environment. If we see a problem, a deviation, we will immediately raise the alarm, I can say, or talk to the government, talk to TEPCO, and it will be for them to take the necessary decisions and perhaps to stop or do whatever may be needed. This is going to be an ongoing process. We have this huge amount of water that needs to be treated. We need to check for every batch of water to be discharged that it is correctly cleansed of all the radionuclides. And then we will be spot checking from time to time to make sure that this is what is happening. I hope it's clear.
Then moving on to the person over there, please.
Thanks for this press conference. My name is Karim Nishimura. I'm French correspondent for Radio France in Japan. I have two questions. First, a very short question. How many staff will you have in the new office you set up in Fukushima plant? And second question, are you aware that the strong relationship that IAEA has with Japanese government can also undermine the credibility of IAEA because part of the Japanese people does not trust the government on this matter?
See, madam. So, regarding the staff, this will be variable and it will depend on the specific tasks. If you talk on a permanent basis, there may be just a few. But when at certain moments where we have to do some sampling or there is a major activity taking place, then we will increase accordingly. It will always be a function. It will always be a function of the task that needs to be performed. But you can be sure that it will be enough people. And let me also mention that we do have dozens of people working on Fukushima in Vienna. Fukushima Aichi and the place is indispensable, and this was what was lacking. So we needed to have that, but we have a huge team working over there. Regarding the relationship, it's a very interesting question because, frankly, I have a very intense relationship with every member state. China, for example, with the Republic of Korea, for example, I have a very strong relationship because these are countries that have lots of nuclear activity. So I was just in an official visit to China, which was excellent. Which was an official visit. I was visiting nuclear power plants, the companies, health, nuclear medicine institutions. So the IAEA is, very close to its 176 members. So I don't have a concern in that regard. And the issue of credibility, I think, is on the contrary. I believe that the fact that the IAEA is involved in the way it is involved adds to the credibility of the whole operation. Let's not forget that Japan would have done this on its own had it decided to do so. And this is, I was evoking, remembering this one of my several interviews I gave to some of your colleagues when I was evoking how we first came up with this idea of being involved in the process. Nuclear safety is a national decision here in Argentina, in the United States, in Canada. And the IAEA is involved from a normative perspective. In this case, it was their voluntary decision. I told them, if you do this, allowing the IAEA to review, to monitor, to be present all the time, then there will be an element of credibility, which might not be the case had you decided to do it on your own. So I hope, j'espère que ça soit clair comme ça.
Listen over there, please. Over there, please.
During your last press conference here, you talked about the authority of IAEA. IAEA is an authoritative organization. Can you tell me what is your definition of that authority? And what do you think about the fact that this authority is maybe used in Japan more politically than you would have expected?
Thank you very much. Very relevant issue. The authority of the IAEA is not defined by myself or by my opinion or by the quality of the staff it has. It comes from the fact that it's the sole international institution which 176 member states have agreed. It has a statute which has been agreed by all these countries that determines our function. So there is no other international authority. That doesn't make us better than others, but this is the international organization. So there is no other authoritative in this sense. There is no other authoritative source of activity in the nuclear world. There are many people who have opinions or groups that may have opinions, but the institution that we, and I use the collective we here, gave ourselves in 1957 is the IAEA. So there is no other authority in the world for nuclear activities. In this sense that I say this is the authoritative source and activity, because we have a mandate that has been given by everybody, by all the countries. The political usage of what we do, that, if you allow me, is on the eye of the beholder. Is on the eye of the beholder. You may think that this is used by Japan, others may think it is used by others. You know, it happens to me many times. Not perhaps regarding this particular issue, but let's think of countries, I will not name countries for the sake of respect, where there are proliferation problems. You can imagine one or two countries in the Middle East, or where sometimes when I come with a report that says that there is a problem in this country, the countries that are favorable to that country say, oh no, you are politicizing everything. This is not technical. You're not acting professionally. And the others are saying, well, this is fantastic. You are acting exactly in the way you should. So at the IAEA, because of the unique authorities that we have, we are used to this. We accept it as part of the reality that we have. Of course, it's up to us to act with integrity and to avoid any political influence or manipulation. I hope my answer satisfies your question.
The radio there, please. Shanghai Television, Tokyo branch. With regard to the basis of the release of Alpha's a report has been submitted, and you are under the focus of the world. But when you think about the term of office of yourself, 6 months or a year ago, if there's a crisis, maybe your successor will not acknowledge, would not recognize this report, that there are some concerns. If there's an issue, there's always the issue of liability, responsibility. Yeah. Do you intend to serve another term next term? And by so doing, will you confirming that your judgment was correct? Do you have an intention to do so?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to tell you that I have just been reappointed for a second term. So I will be there for at least 4 more years, not for 40 years. In 40 years, I suppose I will be in a different dimension, maybe, but not as as DG of the IAEA. But for a second term, yes, I will. I have been re-elected, so I will be staying on. But apart from that, once an agreement is entered into between a member state and the agency, this agreement is respected. So my successor, which will come, he or she will come one day, and this operation will be continuing, just as I inherited as Director General tasks that had been agreed by my predecessor, the illustrious DG Yuki Amano, who started certain things, and I continued. So it's the continuity of the institution that matters. This is not I'm not a king. This is not a personal decision. It's a request by the government of Japan to the IAEA, and in accordance with the statute of the IAEA, I have started this activity. So there will be a continuity, if this is the doubt. There will be a continuity of the work until it ends.
Person over there, please. Nishinippon Shimbun, Iwamoto is my name. Thank you very much for your presence today. To confirm, the permanent office in Fukushima, was there a request from the Japanese government to do so, and you made your decision as a result of that? Was it your own decision? And this permanent office, the operating cost, the running cost, will the Japanese government be bearing some of the costs, please?
No, it was my request. It was my request to have a permanent office. And in fact, it was my request to TEPCO, because TEPCO is the operator there. So I requested them to have a permanent presence, and they graciously agreed to that at no cost. So I have a place there where I can work, and there is no running cost. I pay the salaries of my staff. The salaries of my staff is paid like my own by the assessed contribution of all the countries. And they go there, they perform their functions there. So there is no issue with regards to who pays for that.
There's a lot of people with their hands raised. Over there, please. CNG Yuri is my name. With regard to the release of the water, there's a strong resistance to this, according to some voices. You may say it's safe, but even the domestic scene, not only fishermen, a lot of people have voiced their opposition to this. On the part of IAEA, what do you think of this?
I understand this. I respect this. I find this logical. I think it's logical that people that do not
are not experts in these matters. They see all these tanks full of water. They learn that these tanks are, the water there has some elements there that could be bad. And they learn that this water is going to go to the ocean. So it's entirely logical that there are concerns. Our duty is, first of all, to put in place measures to avoid the harm, number one. And number two, explain. This is what I'm doing there, this is why I go there, and I meet with the people, and I explain. I think that some people may never accept this, or may always harbor suspicion, skepticism. This is logical, it's human nature. The important thing is that we do the right thing. If we do the right thing, apart from the perceptions, we will not be harming the environment. And this is, at the end of the day, what matters. I hope there will be understanding. It might take some time, maybe in a few years, where people start to see that all the results, like when you go and have an X-ray or a blood test, when you see that the results are correct and there is no lie, nobody's lying, then maybe trust will be reconstructed. I am one of those who believe that trust can be destroyed in a second, but to build it up, it takes a long time. So we have the necessary patience. Thank you.
Please.
Our main concern about this issue is about the material called tritium.
Yes.
Remain in the processed water.
Yes.
So, as far as looking into the IAEA report, including Annex 5, there is a description about the tritium. It's only about the positive aspect of the material. And I realize that the limitation is 22 terabecquerel per year, or half-life is 12 years. But there are no description about the negative impact of human body in this report. I don't think it's fair. So could you describe about the negative impact of this material called tritium?
Yes. Thank you very much. It's a very relevant issue. Very good. One important element that needs to be said. Tritium is everywhere. Here there is tritium. So I think we need to, and perhaps we didn't do it in a perfect way as I would have liked, but we need to demystify certain things. So radiation is everywhere, tritium is everywhere. The issue is the amount. This is why the International Commission of Radiological Protection, or the United Nations Scientific Commission on the Effects of Atomic Radiation, or the IAEA, there are several, the WHO, the FAO, when it comes to the Codex Alimentarius, there's a body of literature and norms that refer to the acceptable amounts of certain chemicals in the human body. Tritium is a form of hydrogen which exists everywhere. In the case of Fukushima, in all these tanks, in this largely more than million tons of water, there is approximately 16 grams of tritium. 16 grams of tritium is dispersed in all of this. Right. So the approach that was taken was to diluted to a level which would be even lower by many, many layers, lower than the lowest parameter that exists. So the approach has been hyper-conservative, if you wish. In fact, one of the reasons, and this has been hotly debated and will continue to be debated, why you don't remove the treaty. You don't remove the treaty because the levels are so low, it's almost indiscernible, and there is no industrial method to remove the tritium, which is so low, you cannot even look where it is. There are some methods to remove tritium when you have high dosages of tritium, but not in this case. You said that there is very little, if any, reference to the negative effects. Well, we could have, there are more than 60 radionuclides, the report was not about that. But I can tell you something, and I'm sure you can also research. The effects of low doses of tritium, even above, much above the levels that we are going to be having, are very minor. They could be negative if repeated during a long time. There are even reports that doubt that there is any impact on cancer cases because of tritium. We didn't get into all of this because if you go into this, like in any scientific report, you go everywhere. And you need to be focused and stay focused on what you do. I think the report adequately addresses the issue that this, which is with carbon-14, the only radionuclide that is not removed is at a dose that is negligible. Negligible in English means you don't need to worry about it at all. So I hope this clarifies a bit your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The lady in the back, please.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Minji Kim from South Korea, Chennai, Kyoto correspondent. The Korean government just released the result of inspection of the Shima Daiichi nuclear power plant treated water, and the IAEA also released final report that meets international safety standards. But there is still a safety concern. And what kind of effort should follow to soften the public concerns? And are you visiting Korea? So what do you want to find?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your question. I'm very happy to be visiting Seoul again. I was there in December when I had the opportunity to meet with President Yoon, Foreign Minister, and the nuclear authorities of your country. And I will do the same now. And one of the reasons I am doing that is because what you said in your question, what are you planning to do? Recognizing that in the Republic of Korea, because of the vicinity with Japan, there is a concern. I have been very attentive to the South Koreans' views and concerns, and I accepted their invitation to come again to engage, as I am doing here, with the press, with the public, with parliamentarians. I have an invitation to address some parliamentarians that have a very strong opposition to the plan, so I can again do what I'm doing here, try to explain and illuminate the difficult points so they can understand better. So this is also part of the efforts from the IAEA and myself to engage and to explain. So I'm really looking forward to visiting your country. Thank you very much.
Person in the front, please.
Thank you very much. I actually
appreciate some of the levity on some of these very sort of hard and heavy topics. I just have one question. It's regarding transboundary releases, and I was wondering if this should be considered a transboundary release that would be subject to relevant guidelines and require notification and consultation under like the Convention on Nuclear Safety and the IAEA International Basic Safety Standards. My name is James Sims, and I'm with Forbes.
Thank you very much. I was going to ask you. Well, the transboundariness, if the word exists in English, the transboundary nature must be addressed. Our opinion is that given the degree, the dilution degree and the dispersion, it could be the case that there is no transboundary effect at all. The tests and reviews that we are going to have might indeed confirm that, but given the extremely low levels of the radioisotopes, the radionuclides, sorry, that I mentioned, the dispersion might be almost complete or indiscernible within a few miles from the coast. So perhaps no transboundary effect. Potentially there is one. So this is why these countries want to have a guarantee of what we are doing here, and there is not going to be any. But this is our assessment. Yeah.
Is that if everything goes according to plan, then it's not a transboundary release.
Almost. It's, you know, the word negligible. It's negligible. It's something that you could even not be even able to measure, or indistinguishable from what is already in nature. So that's the case.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Other questions? Person with the tie, gentleman in the back. Thank you. Yoshida, NHK. I have 2 points. The first point is regarding the discussions to put together the report. I'm sure you had several interviews today, and you said in a discussion regarding the report, with regard to a certain case, experts had voiced their views, and that was reported. In discussions regarding the report, is that what took place, or with regard to the content of the report as a whole, the respective 11 country experts were not diverse in their views? Can I confirm that there was a convergence of views among the 11 country experts?
I think one thing is important because it has been mentioned by some that all the voices. I mean,
this is an IAEA report, right? It's an IAEA report under my responsibility, and with a number of conclusions that are there, assessments that are there. It was composed by a group of scientific experts with international advisors, which may or may not have individual opinions. I don't know. But the assessment is one, and is the one that you have in that report. I don't think there is much more that I could say, and it's not a report that you vote on. It's not a report by consensus. When it comes to international safety standards and measurement of the presence of a radionuclide, this is black or white. It is there or it is not there. It's not that you vote or you say, I think that is there. It is completely objective, I would say. So in this regard, I'm entirely confident of the process and the conclusions.
So just the content of the report is such that the experts are convinced about the validity of this.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. If there is someone that is not, say it. But in any case, again, this is the report of the IAEA. I fully stand by it, and everything that it is in it is in full conformity with international standards. I don't know what
expert A, B, or C may have to say in the future. I don't know. I haven't heard from anybody saying, I don't know where this is coming from. But what I can tell you is that the conclusions are solid and are adequate.
One additional point in the report, it was stated the disposal of treated water. FNDPS, when dismantle FNDPS, how do you expect the release of the water to contribute to the dismantling of FNDPS as a whole?
Well, it was a huge pending issue. It was a huge pending issue. Already in 2018, before I became Director General, the IAEA had strongly urged TEPCO to come up with a solution. Because you cannot continue to accumulate. First of all, there's an issue of physical space, where all these tanks were accumulating, and it was becoming more unstable and I would even say dangerous to keep all this water there without an adequate treatment than to take a decision to move forward in one way or the other. So I think it was an indispensable prerequisite for the total decommission. Without this aspect being dealt with, the commissioning would not be complete.
There, please.
Thank you. I'm reporter Sinsua of MBC Korea. If you have a fixed schedule in Korea, please let me know in detail. Do you have any plans to meet the Korean opposition party, which is voicing opposition to the discharge, or meet between Korean fishermen or anyone? And it is right to have a press conference in Korea on Sunday. And what would you say if you met people who oppose the discharge in Korea, and emphasize just one word, what is it?
Thank you very much. As I was saying to your colleague, I am happy to go to Korea. So every opportunity, including meeting with your colleagues over there, will be welcome. There is a program which is being put together. I intend to see, of course, government officials, and I have received a request of the opposition party to meet, and I will do so happily. I think I should meet with everybody that has, of course, relevant interlocutors that have views on this, and this is why I will be there. I would say it's difficult, the last part of your question, if you have to say one word, it would be difficult. I would simply say that, a word that I like is trust. I think one has to trust the scientific work of the IAEA. We are neutral, we do not take sides. We look at the science, we look at the problem, and we have an assessment. And then we can discuss. And this is what I intend to do as of this evening when I arrive in Seoul. Thank you.
Please, the gentleman there.
Hi, Hiroki SUGITA from AFP. As a part of the IAEA's activity, I wanted to ask you about the Ukraine and specifically Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Obviously, you made address on Wednesday to say that over this allegation, over this piece of intelligence, that explosive may or may not be present at the facility, and that at that point you said you're trying to gain access to the rooftops of reactor number 3, number 4, turbine holes, and parts of the cooling systems. Have you been able to make any progress on that issue? And also, could you tell us why you specifically named reactor number 3, number 4, and etc. other places? Do you have any reasons to believe that there could be explosive or around that area?
Is there any contingency plan that you may have to address should something go wrong, should something unexpected happen in that region? do you have any plans for that?
You mean in Ukraine?
In Ukraine.
Yes, of course. Well, regarding your first question, I think it's very timely because you remember I was here on the 4th, and there were some warnings that on the 5th there will be some tragic events unfolding. Nothing happened on the 5th, which doesn't mean that things could happen. I don't want to sound appeasing in this regard. I'm very concerned, and we continue to be very concerned. Regarding the access, I think we are making progress. From Tuesday to today, we have been able to get more accesses, not yet to the rooftops, but we have filed the request to the authorities to go there. I'm pretty confident we will get this authorization, but we have been able to complete some of the tours of the cooling ponds and other places. And as seen in my updates, we have not seen any indication of explosives or mines in these places. We still want to go to the other, but this sometimes it takes time. We have to understand, and I tried to say it already the other day, this is a combat zone. It's an active war zone. So sometimes it may take a day or two to get the authorization. Of course, the Russian forces, which are in control of that Ukrainian facility, but they are in control. So we have to check and get the necessary authorizations. But we are constantly seeking those and trying to be as inquisitive and objectively, focused on what we need to see. Contingency plans, well, we do. Depending on what you mean, there are so many issues. First, there is the issue of the physical integrity, and on physical integrity is the attacks on the plant. Then there is the issue of the water, for example. And I have been addressing this issue after the destruction of the Novakovka dam last month. So there we do have contingency plans. We have been sharing those with management of the plant. We have been comparing notes on that. So for every contingency, to use the word, to every alternate possibility, I would say, we do have a clear assessment of what emergency preparedness and response mechanisms should be in place should something occur.
So we have time for one more question, perhaps. Over there, please. Motomura Mainichi Shimbun. I have a short question with regard to the Fukushima outtreated water. At the Iwaki City conference, you said you shook hands with everyone there. What did you want to convey through shaking hands with everyone there at Iwaki City?
Well, by shaking hands, courtesy, and by talking to them, that they know me, and that they know that they can talk to me anytime if they have any. They are, of course, the mayors is very important, and in a democracy, the mayor is the first elected authority that gets the immediate needs of their population. So this is, for me, this is so important to talk to the mayors. Then we go to the high political levels, and the conversation is different, of course. But with the mayors is the immediate things. So they give you the heartbeat of the people. So this is why I wanted to get to know them and for them to get to know me. So a lot of respect for them and availability. So they know me, now they know me. They know my phone number. They know that they can call me anytime, and I will be visiting again.
You did say that when you go to other foreign cities, you do the same?
Well, there are no two Fukushimas in the world, but yes, I like when there is an activity. Let me put it like this. when there is an activity of the IAEA where the local population is involved, it may be less attractive, for example, to mention it, but when I go to Africa and I go to places where they are trying to get some nuclear medicine, some radiotherapy, I go to the hospitals, I go to the people, I say, I should do. I mean, meeting the people is the first thing. In Zaporizhia, for example, I try to see people. I try to see the local inhabitants of Energodar, the village near the plant. I try to talk to the staff. It's difficult because there's a lot of political control and sometimes it is difficult, but it is worth trying. And I think, leaders of international organizations should not be in an ivory tower. They should be available to the people.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dega-san first.
Yes, and then let's try to make it short.
Dega from NHK, my question relates to Iran and its nuclear development. A year ago, Iran and IAEA, there was a very intense confrontation. IAEA Executive Council issued a reprimand. After that, different things happened, but with regard to Iran's attitude toward inspection, do you feel that they have become more cooperative, sufficiently cooperative? And between yourself and Iran, what are the specific issues that exist? Could you raise them? And JCPOA, what is the possibility of that being revived? What is your view on this, please?
Well, this will require a whole afternoon, but let me say the situation is difficult. JCPOA efforts have stalled at the moment, so there is not much ongoing there. The cooperation with Iran continues, but not at the level that I would like it to be. I have told this to my Iranian counterparts. We have a number of pending issues there. We have, I visited Iran in March. I agreed on a joint statement and some activities that we needed to do, and the implementation of this agreement has been extremely slow. So I'm trying to speed things up in order to avoid a regain of tension in that part of the world.
Thank you. I think time is up at this point, so we'd like to conclude. Director General Grossi, when I talked to him before I came here, he said that it's very important to explain, and he emphasized that. And I'd like to thank him for spending till the very last minute answering questions. Questions not only on from Japanese reporters, but from foreign reporters as well. You have been as detailed as possible in your answers, for which we are indeed very grateful. I believe this issue will continue, and Iran and Zaporizhia, there's a lot of issues which IAEA is involved in, and we'd like to hear about them. So we hope that you could come back in the near future to the JNPC and hold a discussion session such as this one. So thank you very much indeed, Director General Grossi.